Jeez.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about taste. Definitely, it may not be the sense that you use to explore the world like all the time, like for example, like yesterday, vision, but definitely taste allows you to explore whatever you're eating. I don't know if you have a chewing gum today, or if you grab one of those chocolates in the back. And there are many reasons why taste is a very important sense. So why do you guys think that it is important to be able to detect flavor? What can you look, when you look at those images, what do you think of? What? Yeah, sweet. You need carbohydrates, definitely. What else? Yeah, so what are these? Pills, but what kind of pills are they? Vitamins, yeah. It's important to get vitamins, carbohydrates. What about this one here? What?
Protein.
Yeah, protein. And what about this one here? What? Yeah, fat, lipids. Yeah, exactly. So basically, one of the reasons why it's so important to be able to detect flavor is to allow you to gain those important nutrients that you need to be healthy, basically. But there is another very important reason why you need to detect flavors. What do you guys think? So these are all like good things for you. What about those bad things?
You have a sense of what we're putting into our body.
Yeah, exactly. You need to know if you're putting toxins, poison. So if you are consuming some toxin, poison, what is the first thing that you're going to do? You're going to just spit it out, right? Whatever you put in your mouth and then immediately spit it out because it's bad for you. And there are different ways. So as I said, you need to be able to detect those nutrients, detect those toxins, and you experience flavor through different kinds of tastes. So what are those basic tastes? This, sweetness? Yeah. Sour.
Savory.
Savory, umami, yes. Salty and bitter. Yes, so those are the 5 basic tastes. These 3 here, they're usually related to good things, and then sour and bitterness, you immediately, once you start eating that, you put a weird face, like, oh, because it's like too sour, too bitter, and that is because usually those 2 flavors are related to toxins. And the way that we experience flavors is through our tongue. Here is a human tongue. If we look at the diagram here, you can see that, and if you even take your tongue and just push it against your palate, you will be able to sense it. You have your tongue covered with thousands of small bumps. The small bumps, each of them, is called papillae. In your tongue, just the front and the back of your tongue, you have between 2,000 to 5,000 taste buds. And overall, including your cheeks, your palate, and the back of your throat, you have a total of 10,000 buds. And if we look at that papillae, we will be able to identify taste cells that I'm going to describe more in the other slide. And in each taste bud, you have approximately between 50 to 100 of these taste receptor cells. Now, if we take a closer look, this is how it goes. You have your tongue here. This would be the papillae right on top. In that region there, you have a taste pore in each cell. So these are taste receptor cells. And once the flavor comes in, it will be able, and it's a chemical flavor, it's going to be able to bind to that taste pore. And then in your cells, you have these proteins that they're taste receptors. And the important thing is that the particular taste will bind, and depending on what kind of taste receptor it will activate a pathway that will eventually go to your brain and tell it, whether you're experiencing, something sweet, something salty, and so on. And something important to know is that the average lifespan of that taste receptor cell is 10 days. So you are changing it or renewing it every 10 days. Another thing is, whatever you taste, let's say as a kid, it's not the same throughout your whole life. By the age that you hit 20, you're going to lose half of the taste buds that you had. And that's why as people get older, they usually prefer bland food. It's just that they can no longer taste it as they used to in their 20s. And if you Google taste right now on your cell phones or your computer, you will find in images that they have this taste map, and this is wrong, actually. So in the 19th century, scientists or researchers, they drew this map saying that you could only taste sweeter in this area, salty, and so on, the other flavors in your tongue. And now we know, in the early 20th century, that this map is wrong. Why do you think that if our tongue was depicted in this way, why would it be wrong? Or why would it be bad for us? Yeah?
Because if we can taste bitter in all areas, then we wouldn't know if we're taking something bad.
Exactly. Imagine that you have to wait that bitter flavor to go all the way to the back of your tongue. If it's in the back of your tongue, pretty much down your throat at that point. So yeah, absolutely. You want to be able to experience flavors in all your, tongue. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And as we have been talking about during the last couple of days, they are definitely animals out there that they just have an amazing sense of taste. And let me tell you a little bit more about it. This is a catfish. So do you guys remember how many taste buds a human has? How many? 10,000, yeah? So the catfish doesn't have 10,000, it actually has 100,000 taste buds. And it's not only in their mouth, it's actually all over their body. And that is how they can sort of taste whatever they intend to eat and then move their body along and eat it. Butterflies or insects, they have their taste receptors, they actually have it on their feet. So when they're laying on the food, basically they first taste the food, determine, that signal goes to their brain, and then they make the decision, okay, this is good or this is bad, and that's when they actually open their mouth and proceed to eat it. The octopus, they have 10,000 taste buds on each of those suckers, and they actually have 200 of those in their legs. Do you guys know how many legs an octopus has? 8, exactly. So you can do the math. 10,000 times 200 times 8. It's an amazing amount of taste buds. The cow, instead of like us having 10,000, it has between 25 to 35,000 taste buds. Why do you guys think that that cow needs so many taste buds? What do cows eat? Grass, yeah, plants. So many of those plants could be dangerous for the animal. Therefore, it needs a lot of taste buds to be able to discriminate different flavors and know whether or not that grass or plant that it's eating is safe for it to eat. And pigs, interestingly, they have 15,000 taste buds, and in this case, they actually prefer more savory taste than sweet taste. So they will usually go after savory food. And there are other animals that they actually, it's not necessarily an amazing taste, but they definitely have an unusual sense of taste. For example, here, this cat, the dolphin, and the vampire bat, they don't have sweet receptors. So usually these predators, they don't have the sweet receptor because they don't need it. This Kia, this is a parrot from New Zealand, and it actually likes rubber. So if you are in New Zealand, people say that as people drive around, the parrots will just come flying into the car, sit on your windshield, and start eating rubber. And something that I actually didn't know about dogs is that umami taste perception, it has been enhanced. So, and the ability for them to be able to taste salt has been decreased. So what happens is that once they eat umami taste or savory flavor, they just have this immediate desire of drinking water, and actually the water taste gets increased. So they will consume a lot of water, and that's how actually they can control the amount of salt they have in their bodies. And how many of you are picky eaters? You guys are picky eaters? Okay, so something that your mom might tell you when you were a kid, or even still at this point, is that you may be a picky eater. But there are many reasons why you could be a picky eater, and one of them is because maybe you just taste too much. And this is why it's called a super taster. So super tasters, they prefer sweet vegetables. If they're gonna drink milk, they will probably drink low fat or skim milk because they can actually taste that fat in the milk. You will like sweet fruits, and of course not you, but other super tasters, if they were drinking, they would rather drink something sweet instead of beer. And super tasters, they really don't like bitter fruits and vegetables, coffee, any fatty condiment, they will try to avoid it. So today, what we're going to be doing is that we will be determining whether or not you are a super taster. And the way that we can do that is that if we count the papillae in your tongue, depending on the density of that papillae, we can determine whether or not you are a super taster. Fun fact is that super tasters, their sense of flavor, it's 3 times stronger than the average person. So, as I said, we're going to be doing, for the taste part, we're going to be running 2 experiments. The first one is we will be determining whether or not you're a super taster. I'm going to give you some test strips that you're going to place in your tongue, let it dissolve, and you will then write notes in your handout of whether or not you can taste that particular flavor. And then once we do that, then you will determine whether or not you're a super taster, and we will confirm it by counting your papillae. Do you guys have any questions?